this whole just watching how they were abusing their power of, oh yeah, we're gonna send someone. Never sent anyone. Never was getting the address. Never was listening, getting the full story. Changing the subject, lying to make themselves look better.
Mm-hmm.
Does this sound familiar to anyone? Because we still have these issues to this day.
Till this day. And I
We've
think
heard stories
that was definitely what they shedded a light on. That's why I have a problem with our society making so many jokes out of things when they're literally blatantly showing us in this series that the cops don't care about us.
What, and let me play advocate a bit here. What is the incentive for them to care? Because we always talk about punishment.
You just took my breath away just now. Oh my God.
I'm saying we always talk about the punishment side of it to deter them from doing these negative things. But what are the positive incentives of being a police officer? What can you offer them? Like, case in point, the U.S. Army. What do they offer the citizen to join? You get free college. Your family gets free college. You get benefits, good benefits. You know, you get to see the world. There are benefits to going and signing up for the Army. What are the benefits for being a cop other than feeling great about policing your community? And I'm not like some Blue Lives Matter cat, okay?
Right.
I'm just saying, why don't we have more people from the community trying to be cops? If the incentives was better, would you be a cop?
No.
I mean, I get doing the right thing. I get doing the right thing for the sake of doing the right thing. But let's talk about that. We are Americans.
So corrupted.
How many places?
It
is. How many places or jobs do you have where there's no incentive to doing it? Like, if you don't feel fulfilled in the job, you probably ain't gonna do the job, the right way. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot like that. Like, we got to start tackling like the real issues of these jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And we need more people from the communities in these positions of being police officers.
Facts.
And in order to do that, they need the right resources going to the right place.
Facts.
It's always going to like weapons and stuff and military gear. Well, why don't you make sure
or to another country.
Or to another country. So when you give the police officers this money, why don't you make sure that this money is for the benefits of the officer? Good insurance, good dental, good hospital bills, taking care of their families if something happened to them. This is where this money goes. Your son gets to go to college, or your child gets to go to college. Like that type of stuff. But we ain't ready to talk about that because it's not military. So, back into these comments. This is America. True. I miss where they mentioned Rodney King, by the way.
Yeah, because they were when
This is Carly and Tessa talking, by the way, y'all.
When Jesse Jackson had came into town, his assistant was saying how the Rodney King situation had just happened, and they were they were talking about like the police there, and then they were comparing the police there in Milwaukee to the LAPD.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So that's why they brought up Rodney King
therapy. Oh, so they do get similar. Oh, so you saying it gets Texture, who's also military, by the way, says that cops do get similar incentives. I didn't know that. Like, is it on par, or is it like they get some of that, but then they have to pay the rest of the way? Because I'm unaware. Like, that was a moment for me. I researched it a little more. I definitely want to talk about it in the future for sure.
The point of Jesse Jackson was basically because of how many times the neighbors were calling the cops in the Black community, and they weren't like helping them out. So Jesse Jackson had to show up because of the inequalities from the police academy, basically.
Okay, the side note about the whole Jesse thing. why was Jesse that looked like current Jesse? I know this is a serious show, and I get that. But why did Jesse look like Jesse in 2022, man? Like, this is 91, 92?
1991.
Like, y'all couldn't find
BK.
Netflix. All this money. Y'all couldn't even have de-aged Jesse just a little bit.
BK.
You couldn't de-age the man?
Stop what you doing, Mo. Stop what you doing. I was not ready for that. I don't know what I was expecting you to say, but that was not it.
I'm just saying, Jesse looked like Jesse was 50-something in 1991 in this Netflix series. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, and they had him
My bad,
in
I'm
the
sorry.
2022 version. You're right.
I was like, that's Jesse? I'm gonna be honest, at that point in the series, I was getting kind of tired of it a little bit. So I had walked away from the TV, and I heard them talking. I was like, "Oh, they done brought in Jesse. Okay, cool." So I'm sitting there, you know, I'm shaving my head, listening to the show in my room, and I was like, "All right, I'm done. Let me go lay down." And then I come back in by that time, and Jesse's on the stage talking to the people at the church, and I'm like, "Well, he in the pulpit." I was like, "Yo, that's Jesse? Did we like fast forward? Is this like
Is this now?
Yeah, like." Skip? A brother was confused a little bit. I'm sorry. Look, no offense to the actor. You did a great job, sir. Amazing job. He did an amazing job. It was a great Jesse. It's almost 1-to-1. But it's just like, yo, come on. I know it felt like Jesse was out of place, but let's get serious again. Stop.
We gonna have that was one Jeff. We gotta wrap up the Jeffrey talk in a minute.
We are. There was one point from Jesse in there where he says, when the guy was like, "So what do we do now?" And he says, "We move to the next fight." And if that don't work, you move to the next fight. And if that don't work, you move to the next fight. And if that don't work, you move to the next fight. And that was true. I mean, it's like all these years we've been fighting for equality and everything. And we still ain't really got it. So I'm a little tired of moving to the next fight personally, but just got to keep going, right?
I kind of feel like when he was saying that, it's like we just going to keep on taking L's until they get it right. That's
it definitely came out. You know, I was on one of these TikTok lives because I do that from time to time and end up in a TikTok vortex between Is God Real and Injustice for some reason. I don't know how I got there, people, but I got there. And this lady was like, "When are we going to be tired of turning the other cheek and being nice? At what point do we turn off this warm side of talking in rooms about race and situations like that within ourselves? And then when a white person comes in the room, nothing against my white brothers and sisters, but this is what she said, and I kind of understand it, and I kind of feel it. When they walk in the room, we were like, oh, we can't talk about that like that right now because we don't want to hurt their feelings." And I was like, there was a lot of that, and still is a lot of that. So it's like, at what point do you get tired of walking on eggshells to not hurt someone's feelings, especially when you have a serious situation as such as these that are going on in our times today? So that stuck with me. All right, Space Gang, thanks for listening to the show today. Novacaine, let them know what they can do for us to find the show.
Head on over to YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you can keep up with every single live episode or catch up on any episodes you may have missed in the past. Also, you can catch up on all of our episodes on Apple Podcasts.
All right, Space Gang. I have been BK Spadez, here with my very lovely co-host,
Novacaine, baby.
Thanks for listening.